I think the real thing that gets their attention is, why give them tax incentives ahead of time when they haven't even proved they can solve known problems that we brought forward? Withhold all tax incentives and waivers until it's confirmed, and that they meet all their claims and have had no negative impact in our community. And the IDA should not be giving money to applicants that violate our laws and affect our community. So in summary, you know, we brought forward many complaints, many things that need to be looked at. There's a ton of new information that has come forward, and I absolutely believe that you're required to do a supplemental environmental impact statement to really reflect that. Because any agency and the public relying on the older data is using invalid data. So I specifically asked the planning board to initiate the process of a supplemental environmental impact statement to force corrections and updates. Furthermore, any other actions by other agencies should really be withheld, and this is the zoning change, the IDA funding, until that supplemental EIS is complete, so we get that final information. You know, your fundamental obligation as board members is to uphold the obligations of your position. Enforce zoning laws, listen to our constituents for valid comments to protect our community over the desires and goals of some out-of-area applicants. You know, if you're not willing to do that and really enforce our local laws and things that affect our community, you should turn in your resignations.
Anybody got anything new, anything we haven't heard yet?
Same topic.
Yeah, same topic on sailfish.
I've just got a question. Keep it in.
Your name, please?
My name is Chris Camillo. I've been in Montgomery for the last 22 years, Orange County resident all my life.
Okay.
My concerns are for Orange County, first and foremost, and Montgomery's right on top of the list. I'd like to know if Mr. Featherston, since he's got his fingers in quite a few things, has filed disclosure as required for this project called Sailfish. There's a town ethics board that has to look at that. In the interest of keeping the horse in front of the carriage, these things should be done.
I filed the necessary paperwork requested by the town, yes.
You have?
Yes, I have.
All right, thank you.
Okay. Anyone else have anything new?
I just have one really quick question. My last correspondence with Chris Lang at the DEC, I haven't heard anything back about any findings or any additional information or approvals coming from them.
Okay.
Have you? Have you received anything?
Didn't we get something? We got an inquiry, wanted to know when the findings would be issued, and I think Sue alerted him that the comment session would run through the 27th at noon, and he acknowledged back and just said, thank you for the update.
So the DEC issues their opinion after the planning board issues their findings?
I believe they are waiting on us. Yes?
DEC doesn't have to wait on the town. They can issue their findings and their permit whenever they deem it necessary, because the FEIS has been deemed complete.
Well, wouldn't it make more sense to hear what the DEC has to say before issuing your findings?
Mr. Lang did not indicate to us that he had comments for us. He just wanted to know the status, and we told him what it was.
My understanding was that the comments that were presented to him prior to, I think it was like February 22nd or something like, some date in that area, had to be responded to. Otherwise, like, why would we be submitting, why would my engineers and myself and other professional engineers be submitting comments to the DEC under the classification that is on their website, if those comments, if the response to those comments was never considered by a board prior to issuing an approval. It kind of doesn't make sense, like why even bother?
I couldn't speak for the E DEC.
Something doesn't make sense here.
He may have an answer, Chris may have an answer for you.
I mean, like, why bother submitting a question if it doesn't
You
need
just
to
ask
be
him.
answered and it's not being considered?
It's his call.
So you don't have to wait on any of that. You don't have to consider anything that he responds to.
Well, they can take advantage of the comment period just as well as the public.
Okay.
So DEC is well aware of the 27th at noon. If they choose to provide comment, we'll look forward to receiving it.
But my question goes back to, does the planning board consider or encourage or weigh in any way on what the DEC may have to say? Or is it just like irrelevant?
Well, if he
If
sends
they
his
don't respond to you, is their opinion relevant or not?
Of course it's relevant if they get back to us.
And if they don't, you have the ability to ignore the
The
DEC.
fact that they don't respond,
Right.
we need to have something to respond to. If they don't come back with comments, they could never respond in DEC. Yes,
Can I just provide some clarity on this?
yeah,
So as part of the DEC process, it's a separate permit, separate jurisdiction
Right.
by the DEC, which the planning board is not involved with. It's the own DEC's permit. But the DEC asks for public comment as part of their permitting process. And the public did submit comments. We responded to those comments. Those responses are in the FEIS, and they've been considered by the DEC at this point. And as soon as the FEIS is deemed complete, the DEC has its own independent permitting process that it follows and its own timeframe, and it's independent of the planning board.
Right.
So
Okay,
that's.
thank you.
Yeah.
thank you. All right, anyone else? Okay, we're still awaiting our engineer's final review on the documents. I'm gonna suggest that we resume this hearing on, August 26th here at, see, we have 2 hearings before you, hopefully they won't be well. We'll aim for 8 o'clock on the 26th. I'll entertain a motion from the board to reconvene at that date. This will be the public's notice of that meeting. Motion by Jay, seconded by Rich. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay, thank you, everybody.